Hello everyone, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. This is the third episode of a series of me trying out the Whatta update. So I have two goals, one of which is to find out what machinery I need to actually blast meteorites. Apparently it's one thing about this update. I don't know whether this will be this asteroid, but I'll have to go to a different asteroid that has meteorites, if not this one, and build that thing and actually try to destroy a meteorite before it falls down. So that is one thing I like to try. The other thing is I want to wake up a woolly mammoth, or whatever species critter that is in here. It's somewhere. I haven't figured out where that is yet, but somewhere is some species that's frozen and I've got to unlock it, and that's going to give me the ability. I don't know what to do. It'll give me some ability. I will find out what that ability is in time, but neither of those two things are going to happen in this episode. This episode is just about building the I guess the setup to be able to get to that point. So what I want to do is optimize the base in several ways. I'm just going to start with the washroom. I already had scientists do the research for this. Let's see, I'm going to create a bypass area here in case I ever create a nature reserve at this location. So I'm going to offset over there. I'm going to design the base so that 3 dupes can go on break at the same time. Put some airflow tiles here, a door. And then we'll have the washroom set up with 3 sinks and 3 toilets that 3 dupes can use them, or lavatory. 3 dupes can use that at the same time if they want to. I'm going to have the water pipe. I already have connection there. Not a lot of water, but that'll deal with that in time. And I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with the polluted water. It's not just polluted water, but also polluted water with germs. I'm probably just going to store that in a liquid reservoir, which I'll need to research. So my dupes can get busy on this. And then I'll be back to show what they built. Just about to sign some points, skill points. So rancher, I don't have them ranching yet, but when I do, I want to have them have really strong ranching skills because pips are going to be a source of food. Engineer, normally I would want to take electrical engineer, except for the fact I already have someone with that. So I'm going to give them carrying ability, which they can utilize a little bit by carrying stuff around, and then give them electrical engineer later. So chef. Probably not going to give them grilling too, because it's going to be a little bit of time before I actually sort of produce food in the grill. Let's give them improved carrying so they can carry more. It's one of the things they like anyways. And builder, let's just... I might want to ensure that I've got several dupes that can dig through granite. I'll probably give them construction for their following update. So that is that. Scientist is working on research for liquid reservoir so we can put the polluted water somewhere. So eventually we're going to treat that polluted water so we can get it back. But for starters, I just want to get rid of this and not have to have the dupes spend any time cleaning up the outhouses. About to get either a gift or a new dupe. Haven't decided which one yet, but just in case I do take a new dupe, maybe I will throw in cots and a mess table, just that we're already in that regard to take on 7 dupes. I think it is time for my 7th dupe. I like this one. They have rocketry, so I want to eventually have someone that is able to pilot, so I'm going to call them pilot. But in addition to that, they also like to supply, and they're very fast, 40% run speed just to start with. So let's bring pilot on. We didn't get their cot created, so I'm going to up the priority of these 2 things here that they'll be using. And just before I let things go, let's put them in the schedule It can go down over here. Actually, let's put chef there. I'm just realizing I've got too many dupes on the same schedule. So I will now need to make another schedule over here, because I only want to have 3 dupes break at the same time. So they're going to break here, have some downtime, some bath time, and this will be pilot schedule. And pilot has joined the team, so 7 dupes. So that's another mouth I have to feed. More oxygen that has to be produced. I probably will need another electrolyzer around sometime soon. And the first showers have been created. So we're going well. Let's design a place to put this. Well, assuming I have the research. Hold on, maybe never mind. I'm getting hold of myself. I don't have the research complete, but I can still put the pipe leading from here to go down into it. Make sure I put a tile here. Dig out this area. So liquid reservoir will be stored right there for the time being. Dupes are doing good, making good progress on setting the washroom up. Let's see, what way do these arrows need to be? That means essentially when you're leaving the washroom, you're going to wash your hands. That's what those arrows means. Dupes are idle. The research is complete. So this is where the liquid reservoir is going to be. I might want to think about adding an additional one, but a little bit worried about digging in here. So let's just keep it at 1 for now, but eventually we'll add more liquid reservoirs. And at some point, actually have a process to deal with that. Okay, we'll create some fire poles. And once this is complete, I can actually destroy these ones. That will force all the dupes to use this washroom. We're looking at optimizing. How about we start creating a pip, put a plant right there. But we'll create some tiles so that dupes can actually walk along here a little bit faster. Now let's turn our attention to the pips. We have the research for that. I think we do. Yeah, we do. Okay, so I can actually build some stations there. So I'm going to have a grooming station. Various points. I already have a dupe that has that capability to use these rooms. I want to have 2 trees per room. So this pip here has had the seed for a while and hasn't planted anything. I worry that we may have... Maybe these... It could be these plants that are in the way. Maybe I'll get rid of 2 of these. Hopefully these aren't in the way. Let's see. I don't think so. Get rid of these just in case. And I'll see if this dupe... Or this pip, rather, can plant this right at this location. Let's dig out over here as well. And I'll try to get this pip to plant a tree right here. Oh, dupes are taking their first shower. They must have been pretty smelly, going 26 cycles without being able to take the first shower, but they finally have the ability to do that now. 41,000 calories of food. I'm going to be watching that. Slowly switching over to barbecue meat as a source of food, but that's going to take a little bit of time. I want to put this room together. I'll have to put the polluted water somewhere, so I'll have to think about that. So the first pip has been groomed. Still haven't had this pip plant this over there. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think there are too many other plants in the way, so I'm not sure what's happening. Let's click on this. Let's get this one out of the room. They should be putting it there. Yeah. Let's put the seed we want to plant in here. So I don't want to plant there, there, or there. Mark that as low priority. We may need to, because I don't want to remove this. Actually, there's 2 acorns there. How about we do this? How about we just put 1 kilogram. Oh, they're running out of tasks, and they're doing that anyway. Worried about digging down there. I don't want water to drop down. The other thing is, I'm eventually going to run out of water here, and one thing I don't want to have happen is be in a situation where I have to build a pump when I'm out of water and oxygen. So I'm going to build it now so I don't have to build it later, especially if it's an emergency situation for the future. So I'll even build in the wiring. So if that pump is ever needed, it's going to be ready. Okay, so Pip has planted something there. That's not what I had wanted. That was the right idea, just the wrong plants. And just not getting anything to be able to go there. You know what? I would be fine even if you made it planted there, Pip. So let's remove this from the room. Hopefully this pip will plant a tree right at this location. So not bad. Let's double check that this is in fact a washroom. It is. That's good. The dupes are idle, so how about I will stop for a bit, come back when I've got a plan to where to go to next. So I made my decision of what to do next. First of all, I'm going to relocate some mealwood over here. And I've decided I would like to make a laboratory. Oops. I'm going to put that right here. So I'm going to leave the spot here for the nature reserve. I want that to stay intact. But I want the laboratory to be 4 tiles high, so I'm going to remove this and put tiling right here. Can get rid of that storage bin. And I'll just make sure we're growing enough food. Probably want to add a bit more mealwood until we switch over to proper diet of barbecue meat. So I've cleared out this area. Now I have not made a laboratory for a while, so I'm going to have to think about this. So what is, let's go over the rooms here rather than try to guess. So laboratory, efficiency bonus, so that allows me to do geo-turning mission control. But I think science buildings built in laboratory function more efficiently. So yeah, having that will be beneficial. So I just need a light. Oh, I need a light source. No industrial. 2 science buildings needs to be at least 32. So that should be pretty easy. Let's put in the research station, supercomputer. That's 2 science buildings right off. If we put in a lamp, that's automatically going to be laboratory, I believe. And let's even make it smart, so we're not wasting power when no dupes are here. Dupe sensor, why? Oh, there you are. Now, I do want to have water for this to be close by. Fact, why don't we make it literally right here? So destruct this. Where are the dupes going up there? I guess they're just running out of things to do and keep trying to keep busy. Okay. let's just, how do I have to try to remember how to put this together. So what I essentially want is a place for water to be dumped out into this room. So that's going to be right here. Don't want to connect that until all the tiles are built, but I don't think it's going to take the dupes long. There, so now the dupes, once this pipe is built over here, won't have to go all the way up and fetch water from here. In fact, I can actually remove that one now. Oh, yeah, of course, we need some power. We may want to even build the research for advanced research. I think it's material science, as I recall. It's coming back to me. I haven't played the game in a little bit, but it quickly starts to resurface in your mind all the different intricacies of this game. Where are you? I'll try the filter material. Here it is. So yeah, I want to be able to do the material science research, but I also need to have Red Bulls. That requires a Red Bull generator, maybe a reflector. You know what? These buildings are going to be a little bit slower because of the fact that they're not a laboratory. Actually, let's verify we have a laboratory. We do not. We failed to get a laboratory. Why is that? No light source. I guess because it's not powered. Hold on. Just give the dupes a second there. Light is on. There it is. I have a laboratory at last. Water is right next to it, so filling that up is become that much easier. And the dupes are now out of something to do. I've got a plan for them. Let's build liquid reservoir right here. Let's tap in. Oh, hold on. Before we do that, do we have the ability to clean air? We do not, so I will hold off on that. Give me a moment to think about what to do next, and I'll be back. So I've decided what to do. I'm going to upgrade food storage. So right now I'm storing food over here. It's in carbon dioxide, which is nice. 6.9. It's not even considered refrigerated, so we can definitely easily enhance that. Make sure we keep the status of our Great Hall by building a door here. But this is a perfect location for the dupes to be able to run out and grab some food from here. I'm going to take advantage of this Bissolite as part of insulation for this. Have a ladder built right from here. Oh, builder, you're stuck. Now I don't know if I have insulated tiles. I don't, but I'll get that in time. Let's just dig out the area for now. Hold on. I want to have this such that I'll have granite tiles. That's good for temperature changing. I'm going to have that run along the bottom and run pipes through this, so I can take really cold temperature liquid, or possibly gases, and have it really cool down that tile set, keeping this whole area cool, which is ultimately going to store my food. Can put that in that refrigerator since I have the tech for it now. I don't have to power these things, which I probably won't do. Well, maybe. Let's just build 2 for now. But I'll save space for more in the future. And just for optimization purposes, we'll still have tiling going out for the dupes to be able to run, grab their food. So the first bit of this is just creating the actual storage. We also have to put in the actual cooling process, which I'm planning to do with frozen temperatures that are down here. So rather than running some sort of machinery, I won't even have to spend power on that. I'll be able to just bring in cold temperatures when it's needed. So there'll be a little bit of a process for that. That means we're going to have to dig out down here. Hold on, I'm wondering if I want to also prevent the cold from going up. And I can't go down through this anyway, so maybe we'll just keep that and dig out like this. Just trying to minimize the amount of cool that's going to go back. Actually, I don't even technically need those tiles either. How are we doing for research? Scientist is working away, so we'll have material study terminal in time. And then red will generate research complete. Dupes are still looking for things to do. So I'm going to want to... Oh, I probably don't have the research for this. Oh, no, I do. Okay. So this is going to be the insulated pipes. I'm going to make that out of igneous rock, since that's a little bit better insulator than, well, say granite anyway. I'm going to have this cold temperature go up and down from here. So send it like this. So we're going to have an up line and a down line, essentially. That's going to make its way into here. I don't want to dig out the bisylite, so I'm going to try to avoid that. We'll connect this whole line. The dupes are putting that pipe in, but I now have the research to clean up a little bit of the air where the old outhouses were. Is not the cleanest air, so let's put in two of these. Those need power. There were a point in the game where these didn't actually need power, but anyways, that's not the case anymore. They're not a big drain. I think it's just 5 watts. Skill point. What? Who can get what? Oh yeah, pilot. I guess you could have gotten this a while ago. Let's give you... We've got nothing else, then carrying is not a bad thing to have. Miner, definitely going to give you better mining skills. Builder, I'm going to give you construction. So that cleans... Oh, and I also want to dig into this area, but I want it to have the deodorizer here first. Actually, let's put that right there. Give this some power. And then I'm going to pump the water that's here into this liquid reservoir. So that acorn still is not being moved. I'm wondering if I dig out this area here, whether I can get a second tree in one of these spots. Research was complete. Oh yeah, I also researched insulated tiles. Gonna make that out of igneous rock. Let's put that along here. So with the deodorizer in place, I feel comfortable digging into this spot. I'm just starting the process of moving this polluted water into this liquid reservoir so I can build in that area. And still working on these pipes. That will take a little bit of time. Nearly complete this area. Just add insulation around this, just to avoid cold interacting with my base. And this is going to be the first time I get down into this area. Now, it would be nice if I were to give my dupes some exosuits or atmo suits in here, so that they don't have to brave the elements, but I'm not going to do that. Minus 15, and they're only going to be there a short period of time. They already did a little bit of construction in this zone. But what I want to do, and it's going to be pretty cold, but I want to dig out over here so I can unpressurize this and produce more cold polluted water. Just have that fill out down there. Maybe want to do the same thing with the cool salt geyser. Just that I'm not wasting potentially cold liquid. Let's complete this ladder going down so we can actually get down here. I'll even add in some insulation. Put these 3 tiles here. And this is where we're going to run insulated pipes through. I'm going to have to choose a liquid to send through this. Now, I know this is minus 22 degrees. I'm a little bit scared of polluted ice being affected by this, so instead of that, I might actually choose ethanol to go up and down, which means we're going to have to dig that out. Let's move towards there. Making sure I keep the washroom status along the way. So we've got place now to store food, but we don't actually have it cold enough. And I want to sense when it is cold enough. Let's see, do we have that? Oh, we may not have that. Okay. Let's look at research scientist. I'm going to just put in temperature or TEMP. Liquid temperature, that's not quite it. Oops, 58, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, there it is. Like thermosensor. Okay, so that'll start to be researched because I want to make sure that the temperature here is cold enough and tell the pump to actually produce or send some material up if it's needed. Thing is idle. Let's plan this out. So, do we have radiant pipes, or is that what I'm... No, I'll do that, research that next. So radiant pipes are going to go through here. I'm even going to put granite on the top. And send radiant pipes around. Until that point, the insulated pipes will reach around like this. We need to get access to this ethanol. Now I want to be careful about not overloading the circuitry because I have this pump running. Okay, well no I don't because it's not full, but I don't want to run the 2 pumps at the same time plus some other stuff. So I have to be careful about how I do this. Blueprint, oh, hatch eggs, why not? Not ready to take on a new dupe just yet. Give this some power. But as long as this pipe doesn't lead to anywhere, so it won't actually turn on. Research is progressing. But it's really nice now that I have a pitcher pump with water right next to this thing. So once this runs out of water, that's an easy process for the dupes to be able to load that. And this here needs dirt. Well, there's dirt in the area, so we're all set from that perspective. Okay, so I've freed this to be able to produce more liquid. It may be more of like a future planning stuff, but how about we go try to do the same thing with this guy. It's gonna be cold, I know, but you can do it, dupes. I see I'm gonna need a ladder right here. The dupes are getting cold, but they'll only be in this area for a short period of time. I'm going to choose a location to put storage or liquid reservoir for this ethanol. Going to make sure this doesn't get connected to the water line. That would not be ideal. Let's see. Let's go on the other side there. Actually, no. Actually, this side's perfect. So we're going to go down here, and this is going to connect into this. or at least load it. And this is going to go downward direction. Dun, dun, dun. Now, the moment this goes on, that's going to, yeah, let's just leave this alone. This is off right now, which means this can pump. I'm fine having that work in that way. See a dupe sleeping here. Why is that? I've got 7 beds. Anyway, I'm just going to have a liquid reservoir sit right here. And we need to research, get rid of that, this here, radiant pipe. Because when it's down here, I need to have some area that goes through a radiant or a cold zone with radiant pipes to take on that coldness. So I want to take the warmth, or a little bit of warmth from here, or rather, sorry, from here, and transfer it with coldness from here. Okay, excellent. I see some cool salt water or brine making its way down there, freeing this up to produce some more. I'm going to try to avoid going down here too often because it is really, really cold. But I'm going to start with the radiant pipes being right in that zone, I think. Still need the research for that to be complete, but we can put in the regular pipes. So regular pipe up to the liquid, and then once we're in the liquid, I'll make a little bit of the radiant pipe. So I have ethanol on the way, being loaded into a liquid reservoir. Scientist is completing the radiant pipe research, and that is now, speaking of which, done. Gonna need some more metal to make that happen. Aluminum is actually probably one of the best radiant materials, so let's create, say, 12 pieces of this and see how we do with that. Dupes are idle, so I think everything's in place to make this work, except for I need some bit of automation here. Oh yeah, and that's going to be a bit of metal, won't it? Because I have to go from connect sensor here. That's reading the temperature. That's fine. Make that out of copper. So that's going to tell me the temperature and whether or not I need cooling. So dupes are standing around. How about the dupes that don't have anything to do? You can dig out, continue a path going down, so we can explore. We might want to think about exploring left and right as well. Oh, teleportation! I completely forgot about that. We have another asteroid we can teleport to. The other thing is, how are we doing for water? Water is oxygen. A little bit there. This pump is out. So it would probably be pretty prudent if we connect to another water source. Let's do that right here. Put in all the necessary bits around that, so that's going to need some power. And that's going to need some water. Water source is there. I'll set this up in such a way that this will only pump material or water into it once this is out. This might be a lazy way of doing this, but I'm going to push the water up so I don't have to rebuild a pump. I'll lower this in time. So radiant pipe, scientist, you have completed that. Okay, that's right. We probably need, that's right, we need more metal to make it a reality. That's a little much. Maybe for this point in the game, scale back a bit. Though I think the punching machine is still being used. Scientist is up there giving it a go. See if we can create some aluminum. Need some aluminum piping down here as well. So let's put this at -10. So if it is above -10, then run the system. And we'll need to have that connected. This is stretching a little bit of a distance. Let's see how, oh, we can get a bunch of material copper back from here. Why not? Why not do that? It's just sitting there, ripe for the taking. I think that's coming back as copper, so that will be the automation line that goes from here. And we'll see this, how far we can get on about 400 or so units. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Still making it. Okay, so my thought, and I don't know if I have the tech for this. I do. Okay, liquid shut off. That's going to go right here. If it doesn't go there, I've got to have an alternate path. I think the idea is, maybe I'll push this back. So I'm going to have this guy, where are you? You can go right there, and the idea is I'll have an alternate path if this is not cold enough. So this is automation wire is going to have to feed in here. Tell this to be on and off, or off. So if that fridge area or freezer area needs to be cooled, we're going to go up and do a pass over around this area to do some cooling. And if it's not, we'll just go back in here, down this direction. So this is going to go up. This is the return line. So ethanol is full. That is, can get rid of that pump. We've got a blueprint. Might as well take it. What is it? Oh, some omelets. Why not? Okay, do we have a little bit more radiant pipe is set to be installed? We'll try that amount and see how we do with that. So, I'm going to connect this. We still need more for the food storage area itself. Okay, let's get back to this. So the ethanol, when it doesn't need to be cooled, I still want it to pass through this. I don't want it just to go simply into this. But when this is coming back, we want to go through this as well. We want to converge at this location. And come back through here. So let's cut that off. And I think we have this side of this. Oh, this needs power. That's connecting that. And then we just need some radiant pipe up here. We need more aluminum. Let's go for another 12 pieces. We're in a metal-rich asteroid, so I'm not worried about producing metal in the rock crusher. If we weren't there, I might think about getting the research for the what is it, the metal refinery? But I'll get that in time, because there's lots of cold zones. I can just run the metal refinery somewhere down here to handle the heat situation. Oh, I don't think the dupes can build everywheres just yet without those ladders. So here's the idea. Ethanol is making a pass through this cold area. Currently it's backed up. This is my outline. Or no, this is the inline. So this is... Let's connect this here. Okay, it stopped flowing because a little bit of construction is done. But I'll be back when the dupes have this set up. So just realize that the area down here is not the best. Well, carbon dioxide. So even though I can't make Atmos suits just yet, it would be very beneficial to at least allow the dupes to be able to breathe while they're down here. Still going to try to minimize the time that they're there, just because there's not a lot of oxygen. Hold on. Wonder, yeah. There's more to it than just that. We need another electrolyzer. Let's put one here. I think we actually could benefit from one on top of that. Where to put this guy? That right there, and dig out area around it. Each one of these. Ooh. Now we're in power crunch from electrical circuit. If I try to run all these, I'm just worried about overloading circuits. So you know what? I think I have all the research, but I'm going to start to upgrade things to heavy watt wires. Not everywhere, it's just going to try to minimize that and have 2 transformers. One will go here, the other one... Let's put it right here. Because I very much want to have more than one electrolyzer running. I'm just conscious that I don't want to overload circuits though at the same time. More aluminum is needed. Need to put gas mass down here, but let's put the electrolyzer in first. I also see a lot of polluted oxygen. That can be easily cleaned up with these guys. And that doesn't take a lot of power, so I'm not worried about adding a bunch of those. Trying to get this radiant pipe in. This is just 3 worth. 1, 2, 3. Actually, that might be... You know what? That's enough to get started. I can always upgrade these from my granite pipes to these later. Just want to take a moment now. Forgot how you connect this in such a way to not have all the right types, because I don't want to change. I want to keep that one. I think the idea here is when you're in this situation, you want to create the pipe that exists, such as this one, which is made out, must be igneous. If I push that down here, in like this, there. So I've got radiant pipe here and here, and insulated here and here. Okay. And once this is all connected, I think the food storage cooling system is going to be live. That's exciting. Need more polluted water over here. So I've got a spot now. I'm going to have a heavy watt wire going down in here. But I'm going to have 2 transformers. One that goes here. We'll have a north and a south line. So let's see. I've got a pump here. I've got a pump. What's that? Oh yeah, that's the hydrogen pump. We'll split it somewhere, let's say right here. So this is going to have 2. Where's my electrolyzer? That's going to be on the south line. So this one will have this guy. So yeah, this should be good to start off with anyway. So I won't connect this just yet. But when this is all ready, I'll have 2 separate circuits, plus the heavy watt circuit. Okay, are we ready to do this? I think we are. Let's snap that, dupes. Let's put a heavy watt wire into here. We can snap all that. Connect this. We have 2 separate circuits. So the circuit that's up here will be independent from the one down here. So I'm not as concerned anymore from running all these electrolyzers. Of course, they're going to need water. This one needs water. This one needs water as well. And I've got to come up with a source, a renewable source for water, which I don't have just yet. Just running my different caches of water that I've started with when I first got here. Let's have a look if this system is running. Seems to be backed up. That just may simply be because there's just too much of the liquid. Snap this. Get the dupes to connect it there. Where are you going back? Oh, I see. Let's get rid of that. Might be a little bit of confusion. Because if there's too much liquid, this whole thing won't go through around here. Now, what? Maybe the easiest way to do this, actually, instead of trying to make everything perfect, is add another one of these. Dun, dun, dun. The more I snap this, the more liquid I'm using up. Not that that's the biggest issue. Actually, I don't want to get rid of those wild plants. I know what I'll do. Do this. This is just building a little bit of extra pipe way. I'll be back when the dupes create that. Dupes are looking for something to do. Oh yeah, I said I'd build them gas masks. When they get down to about this point, now that the electrolyzer is running, where should I put that? Dun, dun, dun. Let's keep the certainly it's going to keep the I'm going to keep the abyssalite in place just for insulation purposes. But I will have them go down through here. Let's see, it's a shame to get rid of wild plants. Oh, it's just wood, whatever. That's fine. Oh, yeah, they're not able to actually reach that. This one have a ladder and a fire pole go down over here. So this is pretty much the same setup as I had on the other side. Or on the top, rather. Where I force the dupes to go down this way. Putting on a gas mask station, in which case we might as well go ahead and build more of these. Let's see, I'll make 5. In the meantime, while that's being built, I don't see this running, and I've got a green signal. So why is that? Oh, okay, well, that explains it. 10 to 10, let's connect this. Okay, so now I get a green signal down here indicating that I want this cold liquid to go up instead. It is not moving. Why is that not moving? Because this is not connected. Whoops, I didn't mean to disconnect that. There we go. That should be, let's check this. Yeah, there we are. So this cold, like we can even find out the temperature of it. It's -5. Currently it's going down here, so -5 degrees is going in, -14 is coming out. So this is slowly being cooled off, and the cooler this ethanol is, the more effective it is going to be at cooling this over here. Now this doesn't do any good unless we, of course, actually store food here. Just put edible, and we can now get rid of these guys. Now we'll have a natural way of storing food. Frozen, freezing food. Okay. It's off by one tile here. What I need to do is this. Create a mesh tile along here with gas mass station at this point. I meant to leave room for 5 there. We're okay. It's going to be 5 gas mass stations. Dun, 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 dun. Completely forgot where I got those. Oh yeah, stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to need oxygen. We have an oxygen line, so that isn't going to be a problem. Just going to connect in there. Going to need to jump over a bridge. And I think I'm going to leave it here at this episode. So this is going well. So improving the base. I now have a washroom. Outhouses don't have to be cleaned up. There's even showers for them. There's this natural cooling food storage. We'll be able to get it cooler than it was. It was about 8 degrees. That's not even refrigerated. Nice thing about that, it doesn't take power. But I believe I have a frozen core. So when this area gets warmed up, I've got a lot more natural cooling to be able to take advantage of. Might want to go in here and turn that guy off. We've also dug out these geysers, allowing them to pump out more cool liquid in the time being. That's nice. Gonna have a gas mass station here. Oh, and the pips. They now have stations to be groomed. I see some eggs in there. I'm gonna want to take the eggs out in time. Actually, I'll probably do that at the beginning of the next episode, in fact. So let's now put that in there. So that's preventing the dupes from skipping or bypassing this zone. We'll just give them some sort of research to do. In the meantime, what do I think we'll need? Wouldn't be a bad idea to have a water sieve, I think. Don't have a lot of water resources left. That would probably be a smart thing to have. Oh, another one over here. Let's dig into that one. It's better to get access to it early, as I mentioned before, as opposed to when you're out of oxygen and really need it. So the dupes can't go down in this area at the moment because there's no gas mask to get through here, but that will change soon enough. You are stuck. Okay, let's help you out. Miner. Someone needs to go build that ladder for miners so they can be able to get down. We can deliver the rest of these suits. We'll up the priority. And there we are. So making progress, as I mentioned before. The base is closer to having barbecue meat. Perhaps I'll have that start to be produced in the next episode. We need to explore more. Need to dig into this area and get into... I've got the research for it, but I haven't added that to the laboratory. Let's do a little bit of health check here, shall we? I've got my rooms. Oh, barracks. Whoops. Okay, that was That got messed up. Didn't realize that. Sorry, dupes. What's the easiest thing to do here? Let's see. I need would like a barracks. Maximum is 64. This is currently 80. Let's start to fill in some, or you know what, we'll just divide it in two. Cut it right here. Maybe actually one more. I like the idea of leaving this plant in there. I'll see if I can kind of make that a feature. This one is less beneficial. This is kind of beneficial just in the sense that it's a little bit lower and actually store carbon dioxide next to it. Is that a pretty plant? Not really. It gives you a plus 10. It's not negative. Airflow tile right there. Okay, so I want to fix this up. I guess the health check is, forget about doing that. It is very beneficial for realizing when you've kind of messed certain things up without realizing it. So right now I've got 5 beds. I'll have 6, 7. So this will be a separate barracks. I'll even put extra few beds just for, you know what? Just leave that plant alone for the time being. Okay. Well, we need to have this created. And then we should have our rooms back. Okay. And I'll give my dupes just something to do while I'm just finishing off this health check status. Be careful not to dig through bleach stone. But I would like to get, because I don't really need that room, but this room would be more beneficial to get to, I think. Gas mask, yeah, let's have them go in that area. The gas mask on. Feels like it's getting a little complicated. Alright, I'll be back with giving the dupes some things to do, and then I'll finish off my health check. Okay, so dupes should be busy. Let's go back to looking at all our rooms. We've got a barracks back. That is nice. Stables exist. We have a great hall. Nature reserve. Okay, so that is looking good. Let's look at temperature. A little bit of warmth from this, but not bad. I am in around a warm area. May want to insulate that in time, but nothing I have to do right away. Let's look at liquids. I've got water line. And speaking of water, I've got a few caches of water, but I am going to have to think about where I'm going to get renewable source for that. And then I've got a cooling line going down here that's currently active, trying to cool down this spot. For gases, I've got an oxygen line. Oh yeah, that's right, I've got a hydrogen line. Logic here seems to be happy. Speaking of logic, let's look at that. I've got this line here that's connected, telling this to run when cooling's needed. Basic lights. Disease-wise, nothing around. And power. Just realized you're not connected. But I have 2 separate circuits. That's one of the other things I did in this episode, that's right, is I just made 2 separate circuits to keep them from being overloaded. All that's going to do for this episode, and I will hopefully see you in a future episode where I make progress, hopefully finding out where this mythical specimen is, and see my first asteroids be blown up by a blaster of some sort. Till then.